Hey guys, and welcome to this week's video. So this week I thought we could have a little bit of a sit down and chatty video because I thought it would be kind of fun to do a bit of a 6-month check-in. So normally, like in normal life without filming, around 6 months into the year I kind of look back at some manifestations, some things I've done, some things I've achieved, and it kind of gives you a bit of a boost because sometimes you forget how much you've grown and how much you've actually done. Maybe you've ticked a few things off your manifestation list for the new year. We made our phone backgrounds with loads of fun things on there that we wanted to achieve this year, and I think sometimes we forget what we've actually done. Like I had a conversation with my boyfriend the other day and I was like, I haven't done anything this week because I hadn't filmed much, or I hadn't done art things because I feel like I've just been a bit lethargic this week. A few headaches after work, you know, you're just like, there's no energy to do things. But I've also been working on something that I can't show yet, just on here yet. And he was like, no, you actually need to check in and be like, you've done this, you've done this, you've done this and this. And just because you're not showing it, or because there's no work to show for it, like no artwork or whatever, doesn't mean you haven't done anything. So I was like, that's actually quite a good idea for a video, because you do forget how much you've done. You forget how much you've been through in the year, because maybe you're not at the point where you want to be yet. 6 months into the year, you're thinking the year's half over and I've only done this. But it's nice to look back and see all of the things you actually done, so I thought we could do that in this video as a little reminder that we have got stuff done this year so far, and we've done loads of amazing things. We're living in Sydney, we're creating artwork, we're doing a bunch of things, you know. So I thought we could have a little check-in for the first 6 months of the year. So if you didn't know, if this is your first video that you're watching with me, hi. We do, on this channel, we have vlogs, we have art videos, and me and my partner are currently living in Sydney, Australia. I'm originally from Liverpool in the UK, and we moved here to Australia. It's coming up on 2 years, guys, which is crazy. Isn't that just the most insane thing? Obviously I started my channel when we were already like in Australia, and we were living in Brisbane. So our first year in Australia we lived in Brisbane, and then last November we moved to Sydney. So we've had 7 months in Sydney so far, and we've done a lot. I want to do a bit of a Sydney check-in first, because we've been living here since November, and we've done a lot. We've done all of the touristy lovely things. We've been to all of the famous beaches. We've done all the walks. We've done the Bondi Coogee walk. We've done that a couple of times actually. I did that with my sister as well. We've seen all of the things, the opera house, the bridge. I go over the bridge constantly because we live on the north side of Sydney. We've done the markets. We've done Paddington markets. We've done so many things, and I've most likely documented it all on here. So if you do want to watch any Sydney vlogs, we've got tons. We spend so much time at Bondi. We've done so many things, and I think since moving here, so we did a little visit from Brisbane to Sydney for 3 or 4 days in October, maybe September, October last year. And then when we came here, we were like, oh, there's a lot more to see, to do. If you live here, there's loads more to do, because we were getting a little bit, we loved Brisbane, but we wanted a bit more, you know. It was a great place to start. I would recommend it if you start in Brisbane, like if you fly into Brisbane and maybe stay there for a little bit, get a little casual job. Like there's tons to do, there's loads of shopping, like there is lovely sites. You can go outside the city, you can go to the Gold Coast really easily, but we wanted a bit more to do like in day-to-day life. So when we came to Sydney we were like, oh, okay, there's a lot more to do here, and we had a lovely few days, and then we left that trip thinking, okay, we're gonna move here. And then I think about 6 weeks later we moved. We packed up our bags, we got rid of so much stuff, and then we moved with 2 suitcases. So originally when we moved here we had 1 suitcase, and now we have 2, and now we have a flat full of things. So oh my god, we've got so much stuff, guys. As you can see, this is just one corner of the room. So yeah, we loved our trip, so we decided to move here, and then everything fell into place really easily, and we live in a lovely little area. Most weekends we kind of stay local. I work a full-time job and a part-time job at the moment, so I work mostly Saturdays as well. So on the Sunday when I have a full day off, I normally stay quite local, and we go to the cafes or we walk around. We have a local beach, we do all of those fun things. So we kind of stay pretty local, and I think the past 6-7 months we've been really living here. So we're not at the Opera House every weekend like you think you would be. We're not at Bondi every weekend. We're just kind of living here, and we love our little area that we're in. So that's really great. So I feel like even if we moved on after a year or 2 years, or we lived here forever, like we'd love this area that we were in, and we'd definitely know that we lived here properly, you know. I mean, there's so many things that I still want to do, and when I've maybe got some free weekends, I'm definitely gonna tick them off my list and bring you guys with me. There's markets I want to go to. I just want to do all the Sunday markets. Markets like my favourite, and we haven't been to the Bondi Sunday markets. I don't think we have. We haven't been to this, I want to go vintage shopping in Newtown, things like that. I haven't done yet, just because I haven't really I've either not had the money or I've not had the time. So now that we've got the money from our jobs, we just need the time. So I'm gonna definitely put some time away to the side and be like, no, that's the weekend that we go vintage shopping or whatever. You guys will come with us anyway. So there's definitely a lot more we want to do here, and see and kind of fill our weekends with. And yeah, I feel like the next 6 months in Sydney will hopefully be filled with doing loads of new things, seeing new places, maybe getting out of Sydney for the weekend or 2, you know, stuff like that, and just really seeing more of Australia, having some weekends, maybe go to Melbourne. Right now obviously it's winter, so it's kind of hard, you don't really want to go anywhere. I don't want to really see Melbourne in the winter. I want to see it in the summer when it's nice and sunny and I can wear some nice outfits. So yeah, for now it's freezing and we're kind of stuck in a little bit, but that's okay because we love our area, we love being in. I can create all of my artwork, so we're loving Sydney. 6 months in, we're still loving Sydney. We know a bit more of it now, and we can't wait to see more of it. So moving on to artwork. So I say we started this channel. I started this channel because I wanted to vlog our life here, and also it kind of turned into a bit of a arty channel because I have an illustration degree. I've always wanted to be an artist and arty and creative and make loads of things. I've always been quite crafty at making things, and I wanted to take the time last year when I didn't have a job, or I was working casual and I had a lot of free time. I wanted to take the time to create more because I've never had the time. I've never had the time off. I've always been working. I was working in Tesco for 4 years, so my hours were all over the place. And then I worked as a screen printer for a custom printed ceramics company, which I loved. And then we moved here. And then I had all of this free time and I didn't want to waste it, and I always wanted the time to create, and I kind of been given it by the universe. And yeah, I got a job and then I still haven't been able to create, and you've seen the whole journey on these videos. But at the beginning of the year, so the end of last year, the beginning of this year, I was kind of doing mostly digital work, which you guys all know. I was doing weekly prints. I started my Etsy Palombella Studio if you want to follow it. And I was doing digital prints. So I always wanted to sell my prints and still wanted to sell prints, but I thought at the time, because we were in Brisbane, we wanted to move here, and then we moved here. I didn't have the time, I had the time, but I had no money to buy the prints to print them. So I did digital prints, which was a good like fallback thing that you can do if you don't have the money to print. You can do digital prints. So there's tons on there for really cheap. They're like $6 or something, like $8. So I did loads and loads of digital prints, and then when I finally had the space that we're in, I wanted to do more physical things. So when we were in Brisbane, I was doing liner print on clothes, but we need to talk about the last 6 months, so that was a while ago. So I was doing liner print on clothes, but when we moved here I was kind of doing digital, and then I was like, I want to get my desk, I want to do some more physical things, I want to get back into liner printing. So when I got my desk, that was kind of a bit of a game changer for making physical things. I think I'd done a few paintings, like some little paintings of Palombella Studio Dove. I'd done a few different lovely things, and when I got the desk I could do more lovely physical things. So we've been printing. This is a random painting, don't really ignore that. I've been adding to it. I think I'm going to completely change that and do a whole new thing and paint over it. But I've made loads and loads of paintings, which paintings never really been my thing, but Callum was saying to me the other day, like, you've got so many paintings in here, and he was showing me them all and bringing them to me, and I was like, oh my god, I've got more paintings than anything. And I wouldn't even say I was a painter. I'd say that's probably not the least thing I do, because I do paint quite a lot. Like, we have our little looky. But I would consider myself a painter, really, but I definitely love doing it. I really like doing the paintings, and I've got so many. I've filled the walls with them. So we've been doing a lot of paintings. What else did we do? We did some clay, which I really liked. I've still got some clay left over, actually. We did some the textured paintings. We have done normal drawings. We've gone out to cafes and done drawings. We have done monoprinting recently. We've done liner printing from the liner that we made in Brisbane. I've been doing a ton of different things, and I think that is something about me. Like, I want to make everything. I'm not someone that has a particular style of things that they want to do or things they want to make, and I find that quite difficult to put myself in that box. And hopefully one day, let's manifest it, guys, Palombella Studio. I called it Palombella Studio. Palombella is my family name on my mum's side, so that's really special. And then I put studio in the end because I wanted to create everything. I wanted to do paintings, prints, fabrics. I wanted to print on clothes, maybe make some textiles. I want to do it all, and I want it to be versatile and do everything and all of the experimentation in one place. I don't want to be put in the box. I also want to, obviously, you see something, you go, oh, that's Taylor did that, or obviously not a lot of people would know that, but you know, if like a family or friends like, oh, Taylor did that, you know. So I definitely want to have a style in those mediums, but I want to do them all. So that's why I created Palombella Studio and didn't just do kind of like my name and then art in the end or something. I wanted something where it was like a place and I could create anything I wanted. So I'm definitely on my way to doing that. 6 months in, I think that's one of the most important things to me this year, is to actually get things off the ground. I've wanted so long to get things off the ground, and it's just never been right for the last 2 years, and especially the last 6 months. I would say I'm getting closer than I've ever been, which is amazing, and hopefully I just keep getting closer and closer and closer. So I definitely do think that I am the closest I've ever been, and I said it a couple of weeks ago in the video that I'm a long way away, but as long as I'm moving closer, then that's all that matters. And that's definitely something that I want to achieve this year. Maybe I've got a website up and running so you guys can actually buy things, because a big realization I actually made, and there was an artist that I follow on Instagram, and he said, like, my biggest question is, how do you sell your artwork? And he said something I always say back to them is your artwork for sale? Because for a lot of people, including me, it's not for sale yet. So you can't get any further until you've got anything for sale, you know? I've obviously got my digital prints, but that's kind of not the same as what I'm going for. So my goal is the rest of these 6 months at the end of the year is to have something for sale that I'm really proud of. And I'm slowly working my way and doing things behind the scenes that hopefully you guys can see soon. But yeah, that's something that I definitely hope for the next 6 months. I think we'll most likely still be in Sydney for the next 6 months, which will be amazing. I'd love to have a little trip somewhere. I mean, I'd love to obviously visit home. It's just hard. It's harder than you think to go back to the UK. It costs so much money, and obviously I'd love to go back for Christmas. That's my ideal, because Christmas here, although I love having Christmas with my boyfriend, and I would still have Christmas with my boyfriend at home, it's just hot, and I just crave snow and like watching Christmas films. It's not the same when you're in somewhere hot. So I'd love to go home in the next 6 months. So we'll see if that works out and if we're able to do that, just financially, because it would easily cost like $5,000-$6,000, and I just don't have that. So hopefully we've got more money and we can do that in the next 6 months. Art wise, I think I want to, yeah, as I said, have a bit of a website and have something for sale. I think that is quite doable, and that's also I think that's a nice way to put it. Like, I don't want to say all of these things and you get to the end of the year and you haven't quite achieved that yet. But saying I want to have something for sale, I think that is achievable, and I'm going to be able to do that over the next 6 months, which is so exciting. So hopefully Palombella Studio is up and running. Maybe we'll do another one for the end of the year, another little one of these videos for the end of the year, so we can look back and see what we did, what we achieved, where we are, because we don't know. We just don't know where we'll be in the next 6 months. And yeah, hopefully we've seen tons of Sydney. Hopefully we've got some visits. Callum's parents are coming. We've got, yeah, maybe my sister will come again. So we've got an exciting 6 months ahead, and I can't wait for it. But I feel a lot better, guys. I feel like, yeah, you have achieved so much in the last 6 months. So definitely do this. Obviously you don't have to film it, put it on YouTube. But like, if you look back at the things you've done, even like look through your camera roll and just have a little refresh of like, oh yeah, I went to that concert that I always wanted to go to. Like, we see Matt Corby a couple of weeks ago. He's my favourite singer in the world, and I finally got to see him after like 13 years of listening to him. Amazing. So have a little look through your camera roll, have a little think, and if you're feeling down or you feel like you haven't achieved anything this year so far, I bet you have. I bet you have. I bet you've achieved much more than you think, even if it's seeing your friends more, or going on a trip you've always wanted to go to, or even booking a trip, or even thinking about it, taking the time off work. Maybe you've dived into like freelance life, maybe you've created your whole business, a whole art business, or any business that you want. And maybe you've changed up your style and you're wearing new clothes that you wouldn't have worn 6 months ago, you know? Those little things can also be life-changing, so please have a little look back at something you've achieved in the past 6 months, because I'm sure you've done more than you think. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this little video of us looking over the past 6 months of my life, and definitely have a little look at yours and be proud of yourself, because we're the only ones that are like cheerleading. You're cheerleading for yourself, and you have to keep going to get all of the things you achieved, all your things you want to achieve, and you've got to be in your own corner rooting for yourself. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this little video, and on to more fun things next week. Maybe we'll achieve another goal next week and you'll see it all on my channel. So I hope you've enjoyed it for the third time. I hope you have an amazing weekend, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye!